Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about, well, altcoins. Pumping from here, bouncing perhaps, maybe even, found a significant local low, but we'll see, because there could be a lot more to go for everybody, but we'll see. We did the Patreon last night, and not all altcoins are created equal, and no strategy, is better than the other, but I have been saying in November that I've been taking profit on all my spot trades, not my hodls, by the way, not my hodls. All my spot trades are taking profit, and what I'm looking for would be golden cross retests across the board, generally for a lower entry. Now, this upset many people. I saw in the comments. Oh my God, I can't believe you think that it's going down now. That's just crazy. It's going straight up. I've seen it all on YouTube, on other channels. Well, I mean, VeChain, something that I'm particularly bullish on, from wick to wick is 40%, and that is really quite tame. We've seen, last night we saw some 50s and 60% from the top to bottom. But I'm just trying to put it to you that this is not a change in the overall strategy for my hodls. My hodls absolutely 100% in play, because you bought into these in the end of the summer. This was the point of it, wasn't it, really? So you buy in, whether you're hodling or stocking up for a big massive breakout trade, which is what we ended up having. Incremental buys on the way down, end of summer. So this period, basically. And then you have this move, from, well, just measure it from its low to its high, just give it, it's a 322%. That's big, isn't it, really, over a 3 or 4 week period? So obviously it needs to come down. This is what I was saying, this is the easy part of the market, and, for the last week or two I've been saying this is the hard part of the market, because a lot of people didn't get in, couldn't really get in, because a move like this and lower can happen at any point. And they're kind of stuck. And they don't know where to buy. They have no opportunity to buy, because you can either FOMO or you can potentially end up buying any one of these that just goes down further. So anyway, this is still effectively the hard part of the market. But if we're going to focus on anything, we'll talk about Bitcoin for now and Ethereum, and then But I'm just trying to put it to you that as I've been saying, risk. I've been sitting in a cash position for about 2.5 weeks, really, after selling these positions, and looking to get back in, but recognizing that the risk is still pretty high. And as much as it can go up, it could also go down. And so we've seen it go up, and we've also now seen it come down. So we've come back down to this horizontal, this diagonal, which is also the Bollinger Band center. It's also the 21 exponential, which is where we're bouncing from right now. So it's not the end of the world, actually. For Bitcoin, it's really not the end of the world at all. If we go over to a 4-hourly, and again, it appears that we're responding quite well. We're still above the 200 and the 200 simple. Which is good. Let's have a look at Ethereum, bouncing from its golden cross. This is the first golden cross retest it's had on a 4-hourly since the golden cross took place all the way down here, 2,500. So look, it's been a decent run for Ethereum, but this is the bullish retest on a 4-hourly. If you're really patient, you may get the golden cross retest on the daily, which would require it come down by another $700. Look, I mean, I know it's frustrating, I know it's awful, and I know it's, painful for those who didn't wait and have been buying in because they listened to Captain Super L Bullmaster, because L Bullmaster is just a purple bull. He sees nothing more than what's going on in front of his face, and probably doesn't even consider risk. He's probably not even got any skin in the game. He's probably just asking you to click on his thumbnail so he can make, a fraction of a cent with every view, because that's basically all you get. You don't make money off YouTube unless you're really pumping out to a big audience. And the best way to do that is to sell some dreams, really. So, as far as Ethereum's daily is concerned, is wham, bam, thank you, man. We've got 3 ticks now down of hidden bullish divergence. So match that with the 200 exponential and simple on the 4-hourly. It makes a good case for maybe even a low, maybe even the low, but a significant low. But then, obviously, since we've lost the formation, where's the next move up? 3,800 probably for Ethereum. Now, look, I'm not. I don't want to suggest that this goes straight back up to where it came from, but it could. It definitely could, because a golden cross retest a lot of the time, more often than not, and I mean way more often than not, it does definitely result in a V-shaped recovery, which would take you up to 4,100, and then maybe some more after that. These things definitely happen. Now, I imagine that there's been so many people over-leveraged, overexposed to this market, and now they're like, can't believe what's happened. They were late to the party. They didn't accumulate when we did. They bought and FOMO'd, at best. They may have even bought tops. They probably even started buying every single dip as soon as it started dipping, because that is what Captain L, Super Bullmaster, has told everybody to do. Buy the dip. Dips are for buying, not for crying. And you're like, yeah. This would probably be the first dip of significance that is making me want to think about scaling in. And I mean scaling. Like I say, my trading account has been traded almost completely neutral for about two and a half weeks now. It's been wanting to buy, but I haven't reached any areas on any of these charts that have made me actually want to go ahead and do it. So yeah, I'm underexposed to the max. And like I say, looking at Bitcoin, looking at Ethereum right now, if there is going to be a local low, this is going to be it. And recognize what it is that we see. As much as we have wicks down, candle body basis is telling us that this is still, believe it or not, a higher low. Money flow index is on the floor, so if it does rally from here, it could rally and break out. So the operative word being could. The conviction I have over this is not enormous, but it's enough. And so when dollar cost averaging, scaling back into a position or any position, you use the smallest amounts first. I was trying to explain this. I explain it to everybody all the time, but I'll explain it once again. Like, if no one knows where the bottom is, no one knows where the top is, all we can do is, I suppose, sort of limit the risk exposure on the way down. And this is a serious support. So you have $1,000. You want to start scaling in. You want to deploy that $1,000. Maybe put in 15 to 20% at the highest support, and that's as much as you'd want to expose. So that would say that if I have $1,000, $200 goes in now. If it comes down lower, the next major support is going to be here, where this previous top was, and this support. Maybe another 20%. At that point, you're 40% exposed. It's a lot, but it's not everything. Then, if it all continues to go south, the main entry point really is down here at 3,000 with the golden crosses on the daily. And that would be enormous. That would be a great place to go. You could even put in the rest around here, or at least a 25%, 30%. In at this level, and anything else lower back into the accumulation zone, well, I suppose we're sort of broken the bullish formation at that point. So you might you'd have to start thinking maybe I'll keep the rest. It's Christmas. I need to afford a turkey, and I'm not going to be able to use Ethereum to buy it. So that's the way to go about it. But like I said, today would be the first day, at least for Ethereum, where on its own chart is presenting a significant low, one that could respond not just up to the 3,800, but one that could take you back up to where it came from, and then maybe even have the power to break out from there. Lots of other altcoins are going to be doing the same. Not all altcoins, though. I mean, just for morbid curiosity, to be fair, XRP is doing unbelievable. I know everybody wants it now. They didn't want it down here, which is where we obviously were saying this is the place, this is the time, this is the place, the position, the time is now. I wouldn't dare buy any XRP anywhere above that 50-cent zone, really. But people still want to, otherwise it wouldn't be getting carried up. So it's still a bullish chart, but I have no interest in buying it. It's like I say, it's a morbid curiosity to look at it. But that's not even the most beaten up chart. I can't really think which chart we were. There were so many that we looked at yesterday that were even down more than 60%, and I was like, it was relatively predictable that this sort of thing was going to happen. And my expectation is that whether this is the low now, or if we sweep these lows and go a little lower, this consolidation that we're feeling right now on all the altcoins is likely to bring us towards the end of this month. And I don't see any big breakouts taking place until the end of the month, maybe into the beginning of next year. That might be frustrating, but we're already halfway through December. We've got Christmas around the corner. Literally, it's Christmas in just a week. This is what we need to just think about, right? I was trying to explain, all that money that we made so fast on all these altcoins. That's good times. And you have to take profit sometimes. And I know everybody's calling for continuation of alt season, including myself. But when you have such a parabolic move, it does have to come down. Big moves up, big moves down. This is why I said this is the easy part of the market. For those who bought down here, this is the easy part of the market. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been saying this is the hard part of the market. Because you may get continuation, you may get breakdown. Whichever direction it goes, it would be relatively big, and because I'm not convinced it has the power to really go on further, because the risk on all of these altcoins was high, very high. Look at the money flow index on XRP. It was at one point, it was at 90, almost 95, which is a no-go zone. Says that if someone's going to drain the liquidity pool, if someone's going to rinse the order books, this is the best place to do it. And lo and behold, that's where they've been rinsed from. Not just for XRP, but for everything. Every single thing. So, that being that, I'm going to leave it with you there. I really don't think there's anything to worry about here. In fact, I'm confident there's nothing to worry about. Given a few more months, I expect everything to have made a new local high. But now you can see why I was so adamant about the warning signs, and why I was hesitant to get back in after making, all that money throughout November. The good thing is, and this is a good thing, is that consolidations usually take as much or just a little less time than the breakout itself. So this took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. We're now down 1, 2 weeks. Give us another week, we could have found the low, or we could stay sideways, go to accumulation. Another week after that takes you more or less to the beginning of next year, where I expect the next leg up to continue from. So it was a very sharp, fast move up. It will also be a quite short-lived consolidation. I strongly believe that at the end of this month, into next year, we will start to see another continuation for altcoins as well. So don't worry, that's what I think. Not just because I'm saying that now, I've been saying that for a couple of weeks. And I've been saying I was expecting the breakout long before that. I said I was expecting the summer consolidation long before that. I said I was going to be expecting the first alt season that we saw last year, long before everybody else. My analysis hasn't changed at all. It's exactly the same. I just make these videos every day just to keep the channel running, and because I look at these charts every morning anyway. But really, the overall analysis has absolutely not changed at all. So long story short, we may have reached a local low. If we haven't, we do come down lower. No big deal. In terms of time, give it a couple more weeks, and then see where these supports are at that point, and maybe start to deploy a little heavier, as January starts. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.